Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. And what a great show we have for you today because we have got Paul Catalina
Oh,
here
thank
with
you.
us with 365 Sports, the host, one of the founders of this wonderful, wonderful addition to the sports landscape of Central Texas and now sort of part of the Rogue Media Network, shall we say?
Yes, it was something I can tell you. I guess I can say this now that we've been picked up by Rogue. It's something that Corey Dickman and I worked on a very long time.
Yeah.
Like to either merge the two. We had a partnership with our previous company, and it was great. But Rogue's going to take us to places we weren't able to get to before, and we're really fired up about it. So it's exciting to be part of it and be part of a. I mean, it's I worked in radio for so long. You were always like with a cluster of stations, but you were just kind of this one thing. So it's kind of exciting to be with like a big group again,
Yeah.
so that you have a lot of different input and exciting things going on. So yeah, it's different. It's exciting. We're fired up about it.
Oh, well, we're going to hear a lot more about it as the show progresses. My new friend, though, Sarah Fanning, who is with the Humane Society of Central Texas. And really what kind of prompted all this is we were at a little gathering, kind of a kickoff for the Rogue Media family, welcoming in 365 Sports. And you said, well, I'm going to be doing an event at the backyard bar and grill for the Humane Society. Went, well, okay. What do we have? So we've got Sarah who's here, and you are the HAS
Yes.
manager.
I'm
So tell me
the
what
house manager.
HASS manager does.
Yeah, so that's our Human Animal Support Services manager. It's a very broad program that covers, veterinary care for people who can't afford it, any type of rehoming support, any type of support to keep pets in their home. It's a very broad program, but it's something that we're sticking to in our new chapter to try and keep as many pets in their home as possible.
Well, I've had some connection, obviously, with the Humane Society. Bruce Geeson and I have been able to MC your Halloween, which is brilliant to have something for adults at Halloween to raise money for a
Yes.
wonderful cause. It's been very successful. I had a couple of them, then didn't do it last year, and there's been some change
Yeah.
with facilities and so forth.
Yeah.
And so now the city of Waco has got the pound, the shelter there on the circle. So tell me, what is the status? So where is the Humane Society now?
Yeah, so we separated from the shelter back in September of last year, and now we are a HAS-focused organization. We also are a foster-based rescue, which means any animal that we take under our program is in a foster home. We don't have a kennel facility with any type of kennels like the shelter does. We are just a standalone rescue that keeps all of our animals in foster homes and keeps them out of the shelter as best we possibly can.
So how can folks learn more about what you're doing,
Right.
and maybe they'd like to help foster
Yeah,
or help you
definitely.
out in whatever you're doing?
Yeah, definitely check out our website, of course, has all the information on there. But follow us on social media. We do a lot of posting about the things we get up to every day, and we post a lot about fosters that we need, and the needs are great. So any of those avenues are good ways to learn. You can always give us a call or text us at our main line, too, and we are more than happy to chat with people about how they can help.
So do you have of these foster families? I mean, I presume they're just doing it on a temporary basis. So do you have like a website where these dogs and cats are available for people to adopt as a
yes.
forever friend?
Yes, of course. Yeah, all of our adoptable pets are listed on our website. We have a handful of cats, mostly dogs. That's usually the heavier need in Waco. So yeah, we have a lot of dogs. We have about 90 animals right now in
Really?
foster homes.
Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of homes we're looking for puppies, dogs,
Well,
cats,
as I recall,
kittens.
when I went out there before, that's about how many animals you had.
Yeah, at the shelter, I believe they house, over 100,
Yeah,
but,
ish,
90,
yeah.
90 in our foster
Wow.
homes right now. So
Yeah.
we hope to grow, but right now our intake is closed. We're just trying to onboard some more fosters so we have some more places to put pets.
I think that's really a great work for people to do, to help out in that animal's life, to
For
kind
sure.
of
Yeah, fostering makes
help
a
them
huge difference.
get through that transitional phase. Costs money though, takes
Yes,
money,
of course.
and so that's where this wonderful event on the 21st is coming in. So that's what you were telling me about.
Yeah.
Paul.
So,
What is this?
my friend John, who is very involved in Humane Society, always has been. John reached out to me, and we had been until really like the separation of the shelter and all, they'd been coming in and we'd been doing a dog of the week on the show. They'd bring a dog in. I am an animal lover like you would not understand. My wife is from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. That's where her family lives. They had a zebra on the loose.
Oh,
in
I remember
Murfreesboro.
hearing about
So,
that.
yes,
Yeah.
it's just until like yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the whole time I'm going like, well, I gotta get this poor guy, like back to where he goes. He doesn't know he's
That
just
does
walk-
get hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, and so he doesn't get hurt. And zebras are wild animal. I mean, like they don't know how to be domesticated. They don't. It's not in their DNA. And so my wife was teasing me. She's like, it could be anything. And she's like, they don't bring the dogs in anymore. I said, yeah, no, we'll get back to that eventually. I said, but she's like, every time I watched you with a dog, I'm surprised we don't have 45 dogs.
That
I said,
everyone
"Yes."
comes home with you.
So yeah, and we had a dog that passed away from old age, and so we've just kind of in the period right now where we don't have one. And I'm willing to do anything it takes to help out because my dog was a rescue.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to knock if you got your dog from any other, but I do think rescues wind up being the best dogs.
They sense, I think, that they have been rescued.
Yeah.
There's just something about that animal's appreciation
Yeah.
for you. I mean, I just believe it.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like you're connected in a different way. Because because you weren't shopping for it. It just happened, right? and so and there, so we were doing that. And then, so a couple months go by and John and I talked a little bit and he said, I've got this event coming up this summer. So yeah, let me know if I'm in town, I'll do it, and so he said, we're going to have an air guitar contest. And I said, well,
What?
and he's like, yeah, so we're going to have an air guitar contest. And I said, oh, do you want me to be a judge? He's like, no, I feel like you don't know anything about, fake music. No, but no, he said that, no, I wanted you to host it. And I said, oh, that'd be great. I'd love to. So I've got a couple of people from my improv troupe, 3 guys and a beer. They're going to help me out and co-hosting. And yeah, I think it's just going to be a blast and it's going to be hilarious. I remember when I brought it up, Rajitsa Olja, who does improv with me, like, yes, please. Like, I want to be a part of it. It's such a fun way to do it. And there needs to be unique events for people to come out. Like that, some people may want to do a Halloween or something like that. Other people may just want to swing by the backyard, have a couple of brews and watch some people make fools of themselves.
Always good
It's
entertainment.
all different. So it's really cool that the Humane Society is doing all these things that are different because you have to not everybody has the same thing. And there's a lot of people who want dogs. I think especially when you have a kid, like when you have a young kid and it's
Right.
the first dog, the rescue dog is a really cool way to go because it's a really good lesson you get to teach your kid of, hey, this dog was out in the wild, was out, without a home, was abused or like bad things happen. Like, the stories that you guys hear are all like,
sure.
Yeah.
they're all like, they're not happenstance a lot of the time. They're intentional or they're all that. So it's good. I just think it's a great cause and it's a fun, it's a fun way to do it. And I assume we'll get to meet some dogs while we're out there. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear that expression, I rescued the dog, but really it rescued me.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, we hear that one a lot. So
Yeah, so what is it as a Haas manager, human Animal
support services.
support service?
Yeah.
So what got you into this area? What kind of attracted you to this? Is this
Well,
what you were trained to do as a young girl?
yeah, I've always been the animal lover.
Yeah.
The plan was to be a vet.
Okay,
you
well, there
learn
you
that
go.
that's expensive, and you don't do that. So yeah, I went to A&M and I got a degree in conservation biology, and then I started out at the zoo and worked part time at the Humane Society when we were at the shelter, and it just kind of sucked me in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and as we've evolved, I've been through various different positions, and this one has really spoke to me as a way to really make a difference in not only animals' lives but people's lives too, because people are going through hard times and they love their pet, but they may not be able to care for them the way that.
That's tragic.
Yeah, Yeah.
Or when people get older. I mean, circumstances are such, or
Right.
God forbid, they have a major health crisis.
Exactly.
and have to go in a facility or something.
Yep. So we try and be there for people as best we can. We do have a small team right now. We only have a team of 4 full-time employees. So we're trying to help everyone out there in Waco we can, but of course it does cost money to do that. So that's why we throw these events, so that we can get the whole community as diverse as possible involved, so that we can celebrate the human-animal bond. Because that's what it's all about in the end, is our bond with these animals.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine if something happened to me and I couldn't take care of my dog for 6-7 months. If you have an injury, or I mean, I think about deployments for military people, or something. If you're a single guy or girl who has a dog, and then out of the blue you get deployed, like, you can't necessarily take the dog with you, so there needs to be services. So I couldn't imagine giving my dog away, especially in a time of like personal need or personal, so I'm hurt. I really want my dog to be there because he's going to bring me joy automatically. And then I don't want him to have to suffer. I once tried to adopt another dog from a friend of mine because it was a dog that needed to be by itself. But I thought, no, my dog loves all dogs. Like, he'll do it. But no, this dog was just
turns out it didn't.
He was alone. He was,
he needed to be a
one dog household. But for like a month, I had to like put my dog at a family member's house, and it was I tried the other way around, and their dogs didn't like him either. And I was like, okay, well,
that's a problem.
I'll keep this one until I find him a home. And then Woodrow would have to stay there. And every time I would go in, he would look at me like, how are you leaving me here at this house?
And breaking your heart, too.
Breaking my heart. So I think that, like, finding those things that connect people, we also have a ton of veterans here in Waco. We have a very large VA. I think that there's functions for them to get therapy dogs or rescue dogs. Like, it doesn't have to be a therapy dog. Sometimes it just needs to be a dog. Like, just a dog that can be with them after what they've gone through. And so the best way to do that is through places like the Humane Society, where you can do, even if you're a veteran and you can't like keep a dog forever, you can keep fostering dogs, and that can help you kind of introduce yourself back into society. So I think the function of a Humane Society in any city is really maybe untapped a lot of places, because people don't know like all the things they can do.
Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely lucky here in Waco to have a lot of resources for animal welfare, especially compared to some of our surrounding counties. But yeah, there's definitely still places that we haven't been able to create programs for quite yet, but in the future there will be those more robust programs that we can really help any group of people that need it.
I was wondering if you have a wish list of things that you would like to see.
Oh, of like new programs?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I have very big dreams for our organization. I think hopefully our next program that we can launch is our Mom's Last Litter program, to help reduce the number of oopsie litters and get the puppies adopted and fix mom. That's my big program next, is just to try and help people in those situations, because when people find themselves with oopsie litters, it's terrifying. They're a lot of work. Don't recommend at all. So yeah, that's hopefully one of our next programs, but we also have dreams for like the temporary placements, and further down the line, parvo support and those types of things.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about parvo in a long time.
Parvo's been rough this year.
Has it really?
Yes.
Does it have to do with just the seasonal weather?
Yeah,
or
it's
really?
definitely seasonal.
It's
wet and rainy
viral.
wet and rainy and warm is what brings that out. It stays in the soil, and without vaccinations, dogs are really susceptible. So we've saved several dogs this year through our
it is
support,
something that can be turned around.
Yes, absolutely,
with veterinary care.
Yep. Yeah, we have actually been able to help people through at-home support of parvo care. So we show them how to do the things at home. We coach them through that, and we've saved many dogs like that. We also have rescue partners that have parvo wards and things of that sort. So that's another big dream of mine, is to have a parvo ward here in Waco. But that's definitely further down the line.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's great. And a lot more I want to hear about what you're doing at the Humane Society, and a lot more we're going to talk about with 365 Sports. So stay with us. We'll be right back. Today's show is brought to you by Main Event Entertainment Center. They've got it all. They've got bowling, virtual reality, laser tag, billiards, shuffleboard, and more. And if you mention my name, Ann Harder, when you're booking, you get double arcade play free. And if you book by July 24th, your guest of honor will play free. For your next main event, it's Main Event, 2420 Creekview Drive in Waco, right next to the Cinemark Theaters.
I know you're gonna love this Kodak Dot Plus printer. You guys just connect it to your smartphone and then you're gonna use the Kodak Photo Print app. It's going to print you a 4x6 photo. I am just in awe. I love how these turned out. Also, the printer comes with a free cartridge of 10 photo sheets. I can assure you, you are going to love this printer as much as my family has. You guys have to check it out for yourself.
At Mapiful, we believe in celebrating your journey, past, present, and future. Our unique personalized products are designed to boost your confidence, elevate creativity, and honor what matters most. From custom home decor to meaningful gifts, we help you cherish the memories that make you who you are. Visit mapiful.com and start celebrating your story today.
Hi, I'm Jo from Face Theory. You're going to want to have a specific goal for your skincare routine. What do you want to achieve? Active ingredients are really strong, and if you're using too many at once, your skin can get overwhelmed. Don't overspend on products. Choose products that have scientific research behind them. At Face Theory, if you're not happy with a product, just say so, just give us a shout and we'll give you your money back, no problem.
For 75 years, Nalgene Outdoor has been your trusted companion, fueling adventures and helping protect the planet. We're committed to reducing waste, improving access to clean water, and providing simple, safe, and sustainable products for you and your family. No gimmicks, just durable, well-designed bottles built to last. Join us in our mission to amplify life, not complicate it. Because at Nalgene, what goes into our bottles matters as much as the adventures they fuel. Explore more at nalgene.com. That's NALGENE.com.
And welcome back. Paul Catalina here with us, who is going to host this amazing event on the 21st at the Backyard Bar and Grill for the Humane Society. Sarah Fanning here with us with the Humane Society. You love pets, so but right now you don't have. You don't
No,
have
I
a
don't.
dog?
I don't. I took. My wife had lost one of her family's dogs, like right before we lost our dog, and he was with me well before I met her, but it was just a lot for her. And then she also wants us to be in a different house, so she would.
Well,
like,
you need a yard. You need.
yeah, we have a yard.
Yeah.
She just says that there are conditions to get the next dog.
A different yard.
So yeah, a different yard. So when that happens, I know we'll get one.
You know who to talk to.
Yeah, I know exactly who to talk to. And what's funny is, she's worried that like I would go to like a rescue for like a lion. I'd be like, hey, guess what? We've got a lion
Well,
now.
yeah, you were all entranced with that zebra.
The
so-
zebra. I was obsessed with the zebra. When I watched that stupid show Tiger King, I was like, listen, just give me one tiger that I can, because if you see the things, the lions especially, when they come home, like when people like raise them in a preserve and then they go and see them after a while, they like they
that
love them.
video
Yes.
just I'm
yeah.
hooked like
Yeah.
crack cocaine
No, I
on
keep-
those
yeah.
videos.
I know she's caught me like, or like, and again, the ones that really get me are when a soldier comes home and sees the dog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
like the dogs and the kids. The wife, not so much. I don't know why, but the dog and the kids, like it's just like, oh man, I have to like go in another room and just have a
crying.
moment.
I'm not crying.
Because,
you're crying.
Yeah, because I'm a huge animal lover, especially dogs, and I'm one of those people that if your dog comes up to me, I will not be afraid at all. Even if I should be, I guess, I don't know, because oh, who is this guy? Like, oh, like, you want me to play with him right now? Do you want to like take a lap? I'll be fine. I'll be right here. There's a couple people with dogs in the building the studio's in, and I've given them treats before because we had some for the Humane Society dogs that I kept in the closet. And so the last time I said, oh, I don't want to throw these away. So I saw the girl walking her gigantic husky, and I like went out and gave him treats and gave them to her. And she's like, oh, you've spoiled them too much. I'm like, well, I'm sorry. Like, I don't get my dog fix at home anymore. So now I I glom onto other people's
Oh, yeah.
dogs when I get the chance. When we go back to my in-laws, they have a dog, and she like sits pretty much. I mean, she'll get the attention she needs from me anytime she wants. If she's anybody else in the room is like, I'm kind of over petting this dog. I'm like, no, right here. Gotcha. I gotcha.
Well, we talk about rescues, and in your life, they're probably a special dog, a special one, and we had one. His name was, and it was a little Chihuahua mix, not a tiny Chihuahua. He's about this big, looked like a little brown pig. Is that curled tail. One ear went up, one ear went down. I was leaving the house to go play tennis, and this little dog just runs up to me like, if one could communicate, he was saying, "Do something with me." It was just a look about him, and I thought, okay. So he followed me up to the house. Well, no, I put him in the backyard, and my boys were younger, and I said, "There's this little dog back here. He has no collar or anything. He's going to get hit by a car. So, just leave him in the backyard." I come home from playing tennis, and this dog has been bathed, is in the bed with the boys.
Blame Joe.
And of course, we went through the pound and everything to try to see if anybody claimed this dog.
Yeah.
Never did. And then my husband says, yeah, he was a walk-on that's now on full scholarship.
Yes, I understand that terminology.
And that
well, yeah.
dog just was the best.
We call
The
those soul
best.
dogs or heart dogs around us.
He was.
Yeah.
He was.
My sister actually found Woodrow, my last in her neighborhood, and he was and what my vet thought was that he was an oopsie litter dog, and somebody just took a box full of puppies to like a Walmart or something, and a Baylor student saw and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have a puppy," and then they called their parents back home and said, "I got a puppy," and they said, "No, you don't."
No, you don't have a
And
puppy.
it's like you can't if you buy a dog from a pet store or get it from a shelter, you can always take it back and say,
This didn't work
I
out.
can't. This
Yeah.
isn't working out. But if you get a dog from Guy in Truck, you can't. So what they do is they'll look for a neighborhood that appears to have kids in it, and then hope for the best, which is
Let it go.
very, very dangerous. But my sister found it. Her boys were very young at the time, and it was like, you can't have a puppy in this house. So my roommate and I said, we'll take care of it. And we, put an ad and everything. And then
Right, yeah.
eventually Woodrow was just like, no, I mean, we were just like, no, he lives here.
He's
And he's like,
ours.
I live here. Like, this is where it is.
Yeah.
And I was just praying every day that nobody answered that ad, and nobody ever did.
I know.
And-
I was that way with
and-
Peanut.
Yeah, and the vet, Dr. Judd, he was like, look, you've got a dog. And he's like, if you don't want a dog, he's like, the way that everybody around here has been acting about this dog, bring him here and somebody will have a dog if you can't have him or whatever. And I was like, no, they can't have him. He's mine. This is my buddy now. And so, yeah, so that was the thing. And the bond of, of when we, and like, look, the cliche is they rescued me, but like the times of my life that I went through with that dog were really important.
Yeah.
And, I think is that we Peanut found you, Woodrow found us, so it was important. And I think that animals, dogs in particular, have that sense of, this is where I'm supposed to be. It's very weird.
Oh, I know.
And cosmic, but they kind of know.
Oh, yeah.
This is where I'm supposed to be.
So the rest of that story, my husband was playing golf. He comes home, sits down. This dog jumps into his lap, lays his head on me. And he's like, I said, I think we have a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had to sell it.
Why?
Yeah.
Just immediately anyway.
Yeah.
I
And you
could go
can't
on
just
and on
give
about
like
Peanut.
once you have a dog, an animal, cats too.
Oh, yeah.
Like when they've identified with you, if you are, and sometimes you can't. Like it takes a lot of strong will. Sometimes you just can't because of your situation.
Yeah, no, I know.
But
That's true.
if you can, there's no way that you can give that animal away because like they've already said like, no, we're pals. Like
Yeah.
we are going to have adventures and let's go. So
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, if you're not having those, if you're missing those in your life, come to Woofstock.
Yeah, for sure.
That's right. So what does it cost to come? How are you
Yeah.
doing that?
Yeah, so Woofstock is $25 entry fee.
Okay.
If you want to enter the air guitar contest, there is a potential to win $500 cash prize for first place.
All right.
It's additional $10 to enter into the air guitar contest. And you can do that through Eventbrite. Our ticket sales are on there. You can find it on our website, on our socials, anywhere to buy a ticket.
So how do you compete in an air guitar contest?
That's a
What do
great
you do?
question.
Do you know, Mr. MC?
I assume you have to, really. I'm sure there'll be music playing in the background.
Do they get to pick their own song to play air guitar to,
There
or
will
is
be-
it a surprise?
It'll be a surprise. Yeah.
Okay,
there
all
will
right,
be.
all right.
good.
I'm
That
beginning to
makes it-
catch the.
That makes it much better because
I'm catching the vision here.
I could sit and practice
Exactly.
to
Yeah.
Stairway to Heaven all, but if I'm a really good air guitarist, I should be able to not only do Stairway to Heaven, I should be able to do Wanted Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi like
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah, it's definitely about the performance, the energy that they bring. We're gonna have judges who will be, holding up their cards to
Okay.
vote. So it's really just gonna be about energy and showing up on the stage and giving it your all to win that
And
$500.
so are your judges also air guitar specialists, or?
I mean, I don't believe so, but I trust them. So
I don't know.
They'll pick the right one, I'm
I
sure.
wonder if there are. I'm sure there are. I mean, there's probably some international air guitar contest.
They
and all
air it
these
on
things.
ESPN. And
Yeah,
Is it
so-
really?
Yeah,
It's a
there's like
thing?
a, yes,
Yeah.
there's like
Oh.
a
Yeah.
professional air
So-
guitar
Okay.
contest.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's our segue into
Yeah.
ESPN and 365 Sports. You were with KRCI, and 5 years ago, COVID, whatever, I don't know.
We got let go. We'll just put it that way.
Okay, that
Yeah,
happened.
Yeah. The cosmos finally came together and said, it's done.
You
We
had a
get to-
daily show.
Yeah, we had a daily show. David Smoke and I did a show together. And then Craig Smoke, who's Smokey's son, he was on the show before ours. And so we all got let go that day. Decisions were made. And so it was one of the luckiest things in the world.
Yeah.
I remember because it was time. It was time. It was just time for another thing. And so I didn't really know what I was going to do. And I had actually interviewed for a job in San Antonio 2 weeks before. And the day I was in San Antonio was the day that a guy came back from overseas and went to the Wendy's at the mall, and he had COVID. So I was waiting on a deal memo from a station in San Antonio to go to. And they said, well, that's going to be on hold because we know what's going to happen. And so we're sitting around just kind of figuring out what our next move is kind of individually. And then Sikkim 365, which still exists, it's a Baylor website. They wanted to do a radio show, a vlog or whatever. And they didn't really have the wherewithal to do that. And they said, well, we need some radio guys. And we're like, well, we're not doing anything. They asked us if we wanted to do it. And I was like, I mean, again, not doing anything right now. Like it's just like 4 or 5 days in. And I'm like, I'm almost through season 3 of Sopranos, and I've seen that show before. So again, you're not taking me away from something that's productive. So we did it in my house, actually. Woodrow was a huge part of the early part of the show. But we were in my house in my upstairs. We did that there for about 5.5 months. They built us the studio downtown. And then we've kind of grown from there. We were just doing the show that we were doing, which is a very Central Texas show before. Now it's very much a national show because once college football realignment started happening, people from all over started watching our show, which is the glory of YouTube. You have no idea where people are going to see you from. And so we started getting people that were UCF fans or Utah fans or BYU or Cincinnati and all over the country. Utah and BYU, we really do well in Utah. And I never thought that is something I would ever say in my life about my career, but we're big in Utah.
Big in Utah.
But yeah, so it grew out of that. It's really fun. I love the YouTube model compared to terrestrial radio. In fact, you'd have to pay me a lot of money to get me back on terrestrial radio.
Really?
Because the freedom that you can do what you want to do, you can have different ideas. We can do different shows. We can do things that are a little bit outside of what you have to do on radio. You're not constricted to this about okay, you got weather coming up here. You've
I
got
know.
the national news coming
You're
up
really
here.
locked into the time.
Yeah, you got to
to
hit
the
your
clock,
legal
yeah.
ID and all these things. You don't have to do all that anymore. If you have a guest that accidentally, and talk to coaches and athletes, so you'll have a guest that
May have a bad word.
Occasionally says a bad word.
Yeah.
And so now I don't have to have the producer running for the dump button, or like on the off chance, which happened many times in radio where that did happen and the producer was doing something else, and then you're like, hey. And then 8 seconds goes by, and it's like, well, I guess everybody heard that. So all these things you don't have to worry about. You can be a lot more, do it like I have time to do this right now, even though my show's in 30 minutes. But like, but I have, there are things that you can do that are a lot better. And we try to be a voice of reason in sports. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of noise out there. The ESPN model right now and the Fox Sports model is guys who yell. And I'm probably the one who yells the most, but I like to think that my yelling is based in rational thought and research, as opposed to I just want as much, clicks and views as I can get. So, there's the Stephen A. Smith version of doing sports, and that's for a certain audience. Mm-hmm. Our audience is probably not that. I doubt the Venn diagram overlaps, but yeah, we have a good time, and we're three very different people, so we have very different views on a lot of different things. So it provides good debate. So you stream live at 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock in the afternoon for how long?
3 hours.
3 hours.
So yeah, it's a lot. That was probably a mistake at the beginning of COVID. We probably could have saved ourselves a lot of work if we just said, let's just do 2 now. But we didn't know anything.
But you'd been doing 3.
We didn't know anything else.
Right. Well, that's what radio shows are.
Yeah. So like we did a radio show
Yeah.
on YouTube, and then it occurred to us 2 years in when we started becoming a YouTube show that like maybe we need to do a YouTube show now. But and like not to say that like those things can't change, but I mean we're used to it. And my wife will tell me, you only work 3 hours a day, which is not true at all.
No,
I don't
there's
work.
a little bit of prep.
No, I'll just tell you, I don't work at all. Like, like my job is not like, I love doing what I do, so I don't work.
No, I know.
But like, I mean, yes, the 3 hours that you see is the 3 hours that I'm probably working the hardest because I want to be good. But the other part of it is, the 3 hours in the morning that I go through and read everything that I can, so that, because we don't do proper show prep. Like we don't meet together. We have a text chain.
Okay.
So we don't like.
You don't know what the other one's thinking.
We don't know the other thinking, and I think that adds an element of surprise to the show,
which is good.
So I have to read everything I can, particularly because I have no idea what Smokey's gonna say about something. Mm-hmm. So also in my goal to be well informed and look smarter than the other 2 guys, which is hard to do. But like you like to in any kind of debate, or like that you like to be ready. So, if I was preparing for a presidential debate, I'd probably be over prepared.
Yeah.
And the people would be like, look, you don't have to worry about that. I'm like, oh yeah, but if he brings us up, I'm going to get him.
I need to have an answer.
He probably won't, but if he does, I'll be the guy who has it. So I'm feverish in preparation like that. So. Mm-hmm.
And that's good. And yeah, that's Frank Fallon, the wonderful Frank Fallon.
My first co-host was Steve Fallon, his son. So,
yeah.
And it's one of the things I learned. Well,
and Frank was when he was big on preparation. Oh my goodness.
But Steve and I wouldn't see each other until the morning of every show. Mm-hmm. Now we'd have a phone call, once a week or twice a week about, hey, this is coming up. But most of the time it was just me being ready to react to what he wanted to talk about because I had just started.
Okay.
So I needed to know that. And so I've been doing improv comedy, for longer than I've been in radio. So I'm used to give me something and I'll riff, but really even with that, you have to prepare. So you have to know how to do things. So I don't have an idle mind, so I think that works well,
Yeah, I think that was another thing that we connected on with improv. The one time I did improv with Beth Richards.
You did really good.
It was scary.
I can imagine.
It's like riding a roller coaster without the lap bar.
Yeah, it is.
It really is.
Because you don't know what they're going to say. The biggest thing that I can tell people if you ever get into it or want to try it is don't try to be funny, just react. Because natural reactions are naturally funny. Yeah. So like if somebody gives you a situation, just react how you would react in that situation. And then as you get better at it, then you can put hot sauce on it. Mm-hmm. But in that which you were really good at, you were very natural in your reactions to here's a ridiculous story of or locked in a closet with an angry rooster. Like, so how would you react to this situation if it was real? And that was what you were really good at. The people who actually, I think, struggle are the ones that like, oh, I've got a joke for this. You're like, no, you don't.
No, you don't. You're not a comedy writer.
No.
You know, and when I figured out finally, so, you know, this is just like parlor games with a big group of people at the dinner party. There are people out there, and we were just playing games. And when I kind of settled into that, it was like, okay. Yeah.
So
it was a lot of fun. And of course, she's just some master at coordinating all that. And
yeah. She, but I mean, she was really good at it, and it was really, when she first did it, I was like, are you sure that you want to, like, all these people are going to be up there? And she's like, well, all they need is confidence to be up there. And
I know. And there was some talking in to,
yeah. And then we can, if they're confident enough to be up there, we can kind of handle the rest of it. And I was like, okay, you're the boss. Let's go. So, but it worked out really well. And I try to bring that to everything I do, is just, you know, I'm pretty good at not having a plan, you know, so.
And if you're having a good time, I think everybody else will too.
Yeah. So, and that's what I like to do on the show. You know, like, if we're going to have a good time, then it's contagious. You know, you don't want to be the one guy in the room who's mad when everybody's having fun.
Well, and that's the whole idea about this fundraiser.
Right.
Again, the 21st of June coming up. And so they need to go online to register, right? To get tickets. Are tickets going to be available at the door? Can they just show up?
Tickets will be available at the door. We prefer if you do it beforehand, just so that we can manage things easier at the door. But yes, they will be available at the door. So.
All right. And so you're just going to wing it and see?
Yeah. No,
we've never done one of these before, right?
I've never done one of these. You know, for a while, people asked me to do a lot of chili judging.
Oh,
you know,
I'm not food contests.
Look, I've done chili judging and food. Like, I did a steak one like 3 years in a row in Whitney. It was very.
Now that would be good.
It was very good. But here's the thing: they have real judges that are like people that go around to these things,
right?
And then they have you who are like
you just know if you like it or not.
Just know if I like it or not. And I learned a lot from the real judges about judging steak contests. Yeah. Now, what I will tell you about, if anybody ever asks you to do their chili cook-off judging, as much as you may like chili and as much as fun as it seems in the moment, I'll just tell you there's a lot of ingredients in a lot of different chilies. And even though you're only going to have a little bit of this.
Oh, no, it's a little medicine cup.
It's a little medicine cup of it. When you have 30 of them, I know. You will not feel good later. It is like the juice is not worth the squeeze. So as much fun as I did, like the first time I thought like, oh, this is great. And then I was like, oh, I'm never doing this again. And then they said, oh, this is a better one. Like these all people know they're all professionals.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, it's still the same thing. The chili was a little bit better, but I still felt terrible because of all the different spices and things that have now. Yeah, this is a chemical compound that doesn't exist in nature. And now we've put it in our bodies. And, you know, I'm looking at all the people cooking the chili. They're having a blast. They're only eating theirs. I'm eating everybody's.
Everybody's.
And I'm at home going like, no, can you bring me like just a ginger ale and one saltine? If I see more than one saltine, it's going to be bad.
Well, and one time I did, and this was for Hillcrest Hospital, they had a dessert judging contest. That's another one I will never do. And I like desserts.
But I did one of those too. I didn't sleep.
Well, yeah, and I will not eat another sweet again after having that, which did not happen. But man, at the time, you're thinking, I cannot handle this.
I will say this: if you have a barbecue one that you would like a judge for, I am your man. Like that one I'll do.
Yeah. Are you familiar with the show? It's on Magnolia Network, Barbecue High.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that show.
Yeah.
I love that show.
Yeah.
And learned so much about these barbecue teams that these high schools have. And when they would go through, it's one of these reality shows following these kids and their dreams and their goals. Just an awesome show, Barbecue High. In fact, one of them was held here in Waco, one of the contests. But those judges, I mean, they really know their stuff. I mean, they were judging, how if it was on time, and just all these things were involved.
I think that's a good thing for high school kids to get involved in, just because
Yeah.
it teaches you patience. Like you're not gonna have a brisket in 40 minutes. Like
No.
it's
Oh, and they're spraying it, and they're doing this, and they talk about the bark on it. I learned a lot just watching it.
yeah. The key
Just
is it's got to
watching the
look like
show.
jet. Like when they get it done, if you hit it and it like wiggles like Jello, that's the key.
Yeah, and they're injecting it with stuff, and everybody on the team. I know there's you may not care about it. Everybody on the team had a job, and often there would be a girl on the team that would be doing the dessert. And I know the episode that was in Waco was cold, and she was doing so with butter, and the butter was too cold. Anyway, issues that these kids have to deal with. All that to say, we've got a great contest coming up with the air guitarist out there,
Yes, we're really excited.
and going to raise a lot of money, I hope
so.
for the Humane Society. But tell them about Halloween too.
Yeah. So we have our Halloween bash. This is going to be our 3rd annual. We weren't able to do it last year due to the transition, but we're bringing it back. So that's going to be October 25th, and then we'll be announcing when tickets go on sale and sponsors and all the good things. But we're of course excited about Halloween bash. We look forward to it every year. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, I do too. Bruce Geetson and I will
Yep.
be there to MC. We're excited about that. And
Yep.
you have a Bruce Geetson story, I understand.
So Vince Erickson, who is the sports director,
Yeah, he was sports when we were at Channel
when we were
25.
at
Yeah,
20,
we part of our team.
He was one of my radio co-hosts, and
Yeah.
I used to have him pick on Bruce. And the one thing, it took me like 2 weeks of on-air convincing to throw it back to Bruce and call him the Geets. And he waited until the summertime, I think, like now, where it wouldn't have been like any kind of like big high school baseball or anything. It was just like, hey, here's my 3.5 minutes. Let me go back. Here's the scores. And he's like, back to Bruce, the Geets. And the pain in which it came out of Vince's face, I'll never forget, because he was worried. I mean, he knew Bruce was going to laugh a lot. And then I told Bruce the next time I saw him to call Vince Wild Vinny E.
Yeah, Wild Vinny E.
And he did that. And so when I knew I had like willing participants, I was like, all right, now you both have to pick on the weatherman, which I never really got them to do because the weatherman is the central part of the news nowadays.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I mean, that's why.
Weather kind of runs things. At
Exactly.
a local TV
So,
station, just
yeah.
saying.
Yeah, no, it is. So
Yeah.
as a sports guy, I try to build up the rivalry because they get way more time than we do.
Yeah,
But,
that's true.
Again, they're trying to predict the future. So, I mean, I guess that probably.
And the thing about weather, people can die
Yeah.
from the weather. So, yeah. I mean, there's
that's
that.
that's why it's important.
That's why it's important.
I get that. The jealousy doesn't stop because of that.
Well, one of my funniest moments on the air, we had a brand new reporter out in the field, and somehow she did not know Bruce's name. And so she tossed it back. So now back to you, Bill. It was hilarious.
But true pros that you are, you probably just rolled with it.
We just
Or-
went.
I'm surprised Bruce didn't go. Is Bill here? Bill,
Bill,
I'll take it. Don't worry about it, Bill.
Where'd you go?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, he's probably in an air guitar contest.
Yeah.
Is where Bill is
Yeah.
right now, and that's where you will be on the 21st.
Yes,
of
I will be.
June.
So, yeah, I'll try. I will offer backup air drumming and air harmonica services to anyone who feels they need it for pizzazz.
There you go.
I think that's very generous.
Yeah. I think I don't know if I'd be a good air guitarist because I don't know all the where to put your hand. It just looks like this to me.
That's
But,
right.
Yeah,
Pretty much it.
But air drumming, I can do that.
You can do that.
I can do that. Air harmonica, like
Yeah.
you don't even know what I'm doing. I just cover up my.
Yeah, that's right. I could do that
There
too.
you go.
Yeah. Air fiddle. I think I could do air fiddle if it comes to that. If you're, say, doing Devil Went Down to Georgia, which is mostly fiddle.
No,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
you'd have to know what you're doing on that
Yeah.
air fiddle
Yeah.
on that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that
I saw
song.
Charlie Daniels in concert a couple times. He was a husky fellow like me. He didn't put his fiddle here sometimes. He would just put it down
Oh
here.
yeah, play it down low.
Yeah. So,
There you go. Got to do what you got to do.
All right. And so if you would like to become a foster parent,
Yes.
too, how can they do
please.
that?
Yeah, please come talk to us. You can check it out on our website, like I mentioned earlier. Give us a call. You can even text us at our main office line. So reach out however you need to, and we will get you a dog or a cat to foster.
And you have an office in
Yes.
downtown Waco.
Yeah, we just have an office space down right next to Dichotomy. It's a shared space. Animals are not allowed in the building, so please do not bring animals to us. But we can get an animal to you if you become a foster.
When I was doing Central Texas Living at Channel 25, regularly the Humane Society would bring a pet on, and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
It's rewarding when you realize that dog, someone out there in TV land saw that dog and wanted to make that a forever friend.
It's very special,
is what we
for
said.
sure.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of adoptables right now, so check out
Do
our
you?
website.
Okay.
Yep. We have a lot of really
All right.
awesome
Well,
animals.
great work you're doing.
Thank you.
Wonderful to get to catch up with you, Paul.
I know.
And all the best on this new iteration for 365
thank you so much.
Sports.
And congratulations on this.
I know, the new iteration of now the Ann Harder Show.
Yeah.
So glad to have you with us, and thank you. But we will be right back. More of the show after this. That's Woofstock, Saturday, June 21st from 4 to midnight. Gordon Collier Band will be playing that evening. And coming up on the Ann Harder Show, we will hear from that talented singing news anchor. We are brought to you by the Main Event.
Mom and Dad can be a little competitive. They get all, yeah, buddy, and heck yeah. Lucky for them, Main Event has over 85 games and activities to play together, so they can get rematch after rematch after rematch. So do something awesome together.
Be the best parent to the best S-Pup. For Kitty, we decode more than 100,000 data points, so you know what makes them walk, talk, and act like only they can. We provide the best care and make smart health decisions, now and forever. Plan better, care smarter, love longer. Wisdom Panel, the world's leading pet DNA service.
If I've learned anything in the last year, it's that to show up as my best, I need to make intentional choices. And that goes back to the absolute basics. Number one, it's I have to move. And number two, to stay hydrated.
I have been using molecular hydrogen from Water and Wellness to support my health and well-being. It helps with energy, recovery, liver health, and more. The hydrogen has been a game-changing addition to my own wellness routine. The tablets dissolve into my water and deliver powerful minerals to help my body feel its best all day long.
Explore unforgettable experiences with Forest Travel. Experience the pinnacle of luxury travel with our exclusive global selection. From secluded villas to elegant train voyages, each moment is tailored for sophisticated exploration. As one of the most renowned and awarded travel agencies in the world, we are pleased to elevate your next journey to an entirely new level. Your extraordinary journey begins now. Forest Travel.
Escape into fitness with the Schwinn IC4 bike, providing a premium, heart-pumping indoor cycling experience that combines digital connectivity with superior Schwinn quality. The IC4's smooth, quiet ride features magnetic resistance with 100 micro-adjustable resistance levels. Escape the everyday with the Schwinn IC4 bike, your ticket to a life well lived.
Smoke Pub was created by a group of friends who share a passion for great whiskey and cocktails. Frustrated by the lack of easy-to-use cocktail smokers, we set out to design something better. Our goal was simple: make smoking cocktails quick, clean, and fun. After countless experiments, we developed Smoke Pub, the world's first electric cocktail smoker. Join us on this exciting journey and discover the magic of Smoke Pub, where unforgettable cocktails begin.
Have you ever wondered why so many pet parents are choosing to have virtual vet appointments? Online veterinary care is making it easier than ever to get expert advice for your pet. Our professionals are not only experts in managing urgent concerns, but also in providing top-notch preventative health care. We're proud to connect pet owners to a vast network of licensed veterinary professionals, ready to address any immediate concerns and expand access to pet care. Book your first appointment today.
I just got my Colgate Advanced LED Whitening Treatment in the mail, and I am very excited to have dramatically whiter teeth in just 10 days. My teeth are going to be 6 shades whiter. The treatment is enamel safe and hassle-free. It's even designed for my sensitive teeth. Let's open it up. Inside we have the blue light whitening device. It's a charger for after each treatment as well. There's a full 10-day supply, and it looks easy to apply. Order yours today at shop.colgate.com.
Hi, my name's Erica, and today I'm going to be taking you through my skincare routine using the Tasmanian Spring Water range from Sand & Sky. This range is really good for dry and dehydrated skin like myself. It's packed with 2 types of hyaluronic acid and fermented sea kelp to reduce redness and irritation, which I experience daily. So that's it. It's so quick and so easy, and my skin feels so dewy and so hydrated.
Straight ahead, we've got more music for you by SAXY G.
Revive Superfood Smoothies. Pill, pour, blend, and enjoy. All within the comfort of my own home.
Revive Superfood Smoothies. Peel, blend, and enjoy. Fast and easy, and I'm out the door.
When you view the glass half full, the little things become magical. Like kicking back and sharing laughs, strike good vibes, and they'll come back. Celebrate what you love with what you wear, even if what you love is kind of weird. Life is good in super soft tees that spark smiles and connectivity. 10% of profits go to help kids heal. So choose optimism and make the magic real. Visit lifeisgood.com.
Deer Valley, where innovative comfort and stylish design meet. Bathroom solutions. Smart toilets. Kitchen solutions. Deer Valley. Stylish living, savvy savings.
Mom and Dad can be a little competitive. They get all, yeah, buddy, and heck yeah. Lucky for them, Main Event has over 85 games and activities to play together, so they can get rematch after rematch after rematch. So do something awesome together.
Thanks for being with us. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you Monday at noon right here on The Ann Harder Show. Bye-bye.